All right. Good morning. So it's time for the 5 a.m. workout. We're already in the warm up. And I just wanted to just send some encouragement out there to folks because one of the most challenging things is to get started. And one of the reasons so challenging is because we're stuck in our mind, not the brain. Distinction this morning. There's a difference between the brain and the mind. Let me know in the chat what you think the difference is. If you're new to this channel, welcome. This is Body Culinary, aka Peaceful Eating Professional Chef, personal trainer in food and fitness, healthy eating and fitness for over 35 years, postnatal certified, kettlebell, yoga certified, all of that. And I'm really about vitality and longevity for the long haul. So we don't have to diet. This is really about lifestyle. So on this channel, in addition to some of the 5 a.m. workout, right? Shout out to my early risers. I share some of my journey of radical self-acceptance, accepting and being creative and celebrating the features I've been gifted with, but also really sharing three leverage lifestyle practices. They are peaceful consumption, food that loves you back, choice that loves you back, a daily personal movement practice, and garden/nature therapy. Why? Because these are therapeutic lifestyle practices that you have access to. You don't have to cut your body. You don't have to go through all these surgeries. You don't have to do. The body and the cells understand real food, sleep, vigorous movement, right? If you want firm muscles, that means you have to work. Period. There's no getting around it. Aging is coming for us all. Though, even if you are a senior person, safely done, your body will have the same response to strength training. It's also really important so that we can have our cognition balanced and stay injury free and independent as long as possible. So, those are the three lifestyle practices, right? Every day, we're striving to move every day this year, especially because of how it makes us feel. And this is a big part. I love the leverage, right? The leverage will stop you from struggling and doing the same thing over and over and over with the same lackluster results. So, I'm big about tools and leverage activities, right? So, and you're dealing with your own mind, right? The brain is the organ, is the physical organ, it's the computer that we own. The mind is a function of the brain. It's something that the brain does. It is mental activity. It is habitual, conditioned. Thinking for a minute, and if you haven't already, subscribe respectfully. All that, share this video with somebody that could use some motivation to get moving. If you're interested, don't forget to download your copy of Whole Living Foods in the Hood with menus to fit your budget. Whole Fresh Living Foods as a lifestyle, not a diet. So the mind is mental activity. These are patterns. These are thinking and reasoning process. Most of it has been handed to us as children, as infants, and the rest of it we pick up from society, from school, from church, social media today. Our mental patterns of conditioning. And if you think, we hear the term or the saying, we're creatures of habit. If you think we're not deeply conditioned, then I feel sorry for you, especially if you, or I have compassion for you, if you are on a path to a healthy weight, right? If you're constantly struggling with binge eating, overeating, stress eating, that is the intensive that's coming up, that's currently going on. If you are struggling with those things, do you ever wonder why? What have you tried to get out of it before? Have you tried fitness? Have you given up? So in the early morning, you could be thinking about getting into a movement practice, but you're looking up at the ceiling and you're stuck in your what? You're stuck in your mind, a function of the brain, which is habits. We have habits and patterns, and they're driven by emotions. The whole cycle of events happening. How can you circumvent? How can you get out of your mind, right? What I would call stinking thinking is stuck, is ruminating, is obsessing without doing anything about. It's not getting into action consistently over time beyond your comfort zone. That's a lot there. Consistency over time, vigorously, intensely out of your and safely out of your comfort zone. That's what makes the difference, right? That is going to be the significant deposit into the account of your vitality, your strength, your muscle tissue. And guess what? You don't have access. You need a little coaching this morning. You don't have access if you don't get into action. If you're merely ruminating, obsessing, intellectualized at the age of talk and intellect and information is not wisdom. Wisdom is going to come from personal experience consistently over time. So if you're not getting into action, for example, in the area of fitness, then you shouldn't expect to be fit. You shouldn't expect your body to be able to support you if you are not getting into consistent action. You shouldn't expect muscle tone, right? And our current pace of life has us sitting on our backsides. That's why our glutes are atrophied, right? I like to get to the root of the problem, right? Our glutes are flat, they're deflated. That's the aesthetic. But the function is not supporting our back. It can't power to have us get out of the way because we don't use it. And that's the lifestyle. That is the lifestyle. So I want you to replay, I want you to marinate on this, right? Because when you marinate and you can start to rearrange in your brain very simply your thinking and reasoning process behind what you're choosing to put in your mouth or when you're choosing not to get into action, because not doing something is actually a decision and a thought process. A lot of this is not discussed or unpacked as we are frantically or anxiously downloading workouts from our favorite fitness personalities and downloading protein powders and meal plans. One of the reasons why we stay on the whole stroll year after year and struggling with quote unquote weight loss is because we're not getting to the root. And to get to the root of what is driving us to eat too much, to not cultivate an awareness of how much food is enough for us, right? There are some key distinctions and some blind spots. So if you want some coaching on this, right? If you're a woman dealing with PCOS, if you're dealing with diabetes, if you're being diagnosed or you're pre-diabetic, which is a lot of the population, if you're a menopausal, if you are a mother, if you're in the second half of life, or even some younger women, because you want to get this organized in your brain as soon as possible. Why? It takes a long time to put on. Even 2 pounds of muscle a year will significantly change your body composition. After age 35, we're losing a significant amount of muscle from sitting down all the time. As you become more mature, seasoned, older, you're much more prone to injury when you start exercise. So there's a lot that's going on here. Sets us up to like we're over before we even get started, before we really see the progress that we want and to be able to sustain it. So don't you want to sustain it? Who wants to be fit for 1 month or 2 months or just to be on stage? And as soon as you're done competing as someone that's competed in fitness before, then you gain a lot of weight. I'm not interested in the back and forth. I want to eat in a certain kind of way that is sustainable. Thank goodness I figured that out, which is whole fresh living foods, and to be able to maintain a level of fitness until my hair is white. This is a lifestyle, but most importantly, it is a mindset. It is making certain distinctions. All right, before I get out of here this morning, just want to let you in on one of my biggest tools in my toolbox are music, aka mantras, right? Because earlier we just spoke about the brain, the organ, in contrast to the mind, which is mental activity, which is usually habitual and looping over and over, has emotions attached to it. So I'm very, very cognizant of the lyrics that I'm repeating to myself over and over. If you think they are harmless, if you think that they are not driving your behavior, you're sorely mistaken. I invite you to consider. Let me know what you think respectfully in the comment section. The music is making you feel a way, it's making you move a certain kind of way, right? But the lyrics that you're processing, if it is damaging or if it makes you feel unsafe, you're a hottie, but you're reckless with your reproductive organs. How does that work, right? If the music is constantly misogynistic, and it's devaluing women. How do you feel about that? Even though the beat is hot, right? So in any event, long story short, I'm super into mantras, what I'm repeating over and over to myself, and I'm conscientious of what the lyrics, reading comprehension of the meaning of the lyrics. If I'm listening to music that denigrates me, what does that say? I'm accepting abusive behavior and I'm going to pay for it. My money or my time and my attention, right? That's a resource you can't get back. So, what's on repeat right now? My mantra that's currently on repeat is Who is Shonda, right? I love most of her lyrics and what she represents. Now, another distinction, just because you like several things about a person, whether that's a political candidate, a religious person, that doesn't mean you have to agree with everything they do, right? Doesn't mean you have to, or even my clients, you don't have to do what I'm doing. It's the principle. Again, shortcut. The principle over people and personality. So in any event, Bad Era by Who is Shonda, right? I share sometimes my playlists because my playlists are precious. The instructions and they can really help catapult you out of that era. High self-esteem era. It's all about me era. I'm in my bag. Looking in the mirror. That's my competition. Losses, but it's time for winning. Gotta put myself first. For the first time, started from the bottom. It was a rough climb. Who's gonna work on me? Who, who's gonna look out for me? I'm in my bag era. So check her out. Who is Shonda? Sort of her shout out because she is on my musical mantra repeat. I share my playlist on my Patreon, inviting you to create a great day. Get your movement practice in. This is the best part of the day. Create a great day on purpose and see you soon. Like, comment, subscribe.